plastic cups and bad advice. Then that branch snapped behind us, those eyes. Not from a deer, that's for sure tonight. Bigfoot stole our beer by the campfire.
So Tim's told me he's got this survival tin. He said he'd done a video on it last night. I've not seen it, and he wants me to have a look at it.
Yeah, folks. So some of you will obviously have seen that video by now, where I took a look at this survival tin from Mountain Wares. So as I said in the video, I was going to get the other guys 10 cents on it as well. So I will run this by Fez at some point. But obviously, as I've got Roche here now, we'll get him to have a quick look at it. Now, obviously, we're not going to go through each and every bit. We're not going to go, we'll look at this, we'll look at this, we'll look at this, and go through it all with you, because I did that in the last video. We just have to sort of his general impression of what he thinks of this. So I will put some more close-ups of like the back and the front and things on the screen so you guys can see. But obviously, like I say, we just after his reaction rather so than going through the contents of the tin. I will put a link for the video of me going through the tin if it does sound of any interest to you. I'll just pop that on the top of the screen there. But yeah, that'll be for the actual ins and outs of this. We'll just sort of see what he thinks. So here you go. Let's have a look. Tells you what's in it and what it's for.
It might be helpful.
So have a read of the front.
So, essential piece of kit for any outdoor activity. That means I need one. Everything you need in a survival situation. 20-piece kit. So, I'm guessing there's a lot of stuff to look at in here. Well, it's vacuum sealed, so if you get it wet, I'm sure you've been through all this.
Yeah, I have, but yeah, there's a list on the back of what to expect.
Yeah, if you're unsure on what anything is inside, which I might be on some of these things, it does all say it on the back. Let's have a look. Okay. Salt sachet. What would that be for? Wounds?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, it depends. I mean, to be fair, I actually said the same. I think it's, again, some of you have seen this video will figure that out. I actually didn't know what that was for. I have no idea what that would be for modern day. Years ago, yeah, it would have been like attempt to use sort of salt water, I think, which would have been like some in some way more sterile. Yeah. But I honestly don't know. It's a bit of a mystery on me, that one. I mean, again, you could say theoretically it could be used under the right circumstances for purifying water, but I don't think so. It's just, I'm not sure what you'd need that for modern day, but yeah, if you crack it out. So I'll tell you what the things are, just make it be easier. So that's a snare.
Yep. It's making traps, things
so
like that.
Traps the UK, what you're catching a squirrel. Rabbits.
A bit more useful in other countries.
Yep, you've got a razor blade.
Razor blade.
Mind your fingers.
Yep. Comes in handy for all sorts.
It does indeed. But yeah, razor.
Let's make sure that's covered up.
Knife.
Pen knife. Got a few bits on there.
Have a look at the knife for me.
Helpful. Well, if you're getting attacked in the night, it's not going to be much use.
If you start
yeah. I wouldn't say that's essential.
I wouldn't say it's a knife.
Maybe poking someone in the night.
I mean, again,
I don't even think they could trim your nails.
Yeah, well.
Might be handy to someone.
So yeah, that is a multi-tool knife, file, and small scissors.
In case you want a pedicure in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Sewing kit.
Yep.
With shirt buttons.
In case one goes pop. Not too sure it's essential.
Flint and steel.
Always handy.
It doesn't work. Try it. Oh, he's got one. Oh, he's got a couple. There we go, folks. Yeah. Very, very small sparks.
Might work in a pinch. Would advise making sure you do have one that works, though. Not one you're hoping to rely on. Oh, back of the case, we do have a mirror. It's not bad. So if you get any wounds or anything like that, or Comes
It's actually
in
for
handy.
signalling mountain rescue, but we'll casually gloss over that.
We'll go over that, yeah.
Just for the sake of
I've not done
argument,
much of
folks,
that.
while we're here, that's if you hold that.
Yep.
That's an example of what you want to be looking for. One
And
shot.
not that. Yeah. There's your comparison.
So there we go, folks. Yeah. Just as a side thing for flint and steel strikers, flint and steel folks, what you want to be looking for when you're getting one is white sparks, because the white sparks signify that the either the striker, the ferro rod, the flint, whatever we're going to call it, contains magnesium, which gives you a much hotter spark, which makes it easier to catch the tinder. So if you look at this, for example, you're getting very, very bright sparks. Whereas if we look at that one, even when you do get sparks,
See if we can.
yeah, it's not very bright, and they are sort of an orangey type colour.
Yeah.
It means it doesn't contain magnesium, which means you're not getting the same sort of sparks really that you're looking for. It's not going to burn nearly as hot, which is going to make it much more difficult for any sort of tinder or anything like that to take. So it's just a side thing about that. Yeah, there you go. Wire saw.
Yes.
Now, funnily enough, folks, in that video, I did actually say we'd try this thing out at some point. So now I suppose now is as good a time as any. So let's see if Roche can cut a stick with a wire saw.
Oh, God.
Now, what we'll do is I'll let him have a go at this yourself. Yes. Yeah. Then I'll show you a trick I learned with it. But I will be honest, I don't hold out much hope for this thing. I mean, it's what you're really looking for in this case is a chainsaw cable or something like this. You're looking for the sort of the should we call it the blade or the chain off a chainsaw between two fixed points to create a chainsaw effect with decent sized teeth and stuff like that.
Now this is something I've never done before, so this should be interesting for you guys at home.
Just keep it in mind. Yeah. So what you're basically looking to do is roll one of these ends in either hand and create sawing motion.
Yeah.
So bear with us, folks. We'll grab a bit of wood and we'll see what damage you can do with this. Okay, folks, we're gonna have a look at this wire saw. So you want to put it underneath.
Yeah.
Go underneath. You want to put your foot on the top or something and try and saw.
Stabilize it. Not cut my hand off. Get that mass off. See, it is catching a bit. So it's going one way, it's just catching on the way back.
So there we have it. So that is about as successful as I actually thought it would be. So have you actually made any damage at all?
No.
So if we
A few centimetres. Don't know if you can see that.
can, if you stop moving it. Yep. So that's obviously not really done anything. So what we'll do, folks, what I will show him a trick, which is what I would do. So what we do with these, folks, is if you are in a pinch, you absolutely have no choice. You want to look at doing this. So see what you do then. You're holding that between your hands. You've got a good grip on that, and it gives you much more applied force rather than trying to hold the wire itself. So if you hold it like that, so you put a bit of kindle, a bit of stick through it, it gives you much more applied force. So we'll give it a quick try like that. Right. So we go, folks. So we try it on something like this and see how we get on.
It's even that about halfway through.
There we go.
So
So obviously it does work a little bit, folks, but taking a little bit off. So there we go, folks. That was an accurate test of this wire saw, which is yeah, it works about as well as I anticipated. I mean, if you cut in the tiniest branch, you might be useful, but I mean, realistically, the stick you did actually cut, I could have broken off with my fingers.
Yes.
it was all but worthless when you actually wanted to cut anything that was realistic. But I mean, like I say, the proper ones are these. You're talking sort of wrist straps, forearm straps, and it's a chainsaw blade. This is not even really sharp. It's barely braided wire. So yeah, that works about as well as I thought it would. On to other things. Where else you got? Cotton wool.
Cotton. Oh,
Cotton wool.
building a fire.
Yep, tinder.
That's your main thing. Yeah, not too bad. It's always handy to have a backup, especially if the weather's crap. Then you've got a bit of extra to get your fire going.
Fishing line.
Hunting.
I don't know how well that's going to work, unfortunately, folks. We're not anywhere near anything for fishing, and I'll be honest, I've no idea. I've never been fishing. I suppose we could do a video where we go fishing.
It's worth a shot.
Don't fishermen just sit on the sides of the river and drink beer?
I'm sure someone would watch it.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure we could sit next to a river for a nice sunny afternoon and drink beer.
Well, we know that.
Yes, that might be worth looking at.
Candle.
Candle. I didn't put that in that shape, by the way. That's how it turned up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, massive dent. Right.
What's we got?
Pencil.
Pencil.
Compass.
Compass. Does it work? No.
It does-ish. It's not very accurate because it's just not very accurate. But it does work. It's just not very accurate.
Well, again, it is something you do generally need.
Whistle. Plasters.
Plasters. Yeah, not too bad. Rather have a bandage.
It's an adhesive dressing. So, large sticky back bandage.
There you have it then. Not going to test that one out.
No. Vinyl tape. Vinyl tape.
Yeah.
It looks like I initially thought this was a roll of plasters.
Would it be to keep dressing down? Or?
It could be, yeah. I'm not sure, but vinyl tape. You could use it for a bit of anything. I mean, we'd normally use black nasty or gaffer tape. To be honest,
holds anything, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, but I suppose you could use that. But vinyl tape.
There's quite a bit of it in there.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
This is your water carrier.
You're joking.
No, I'm being serious. Let me find out. There you go. Ziploc bag water carrier. I will put this on the screen for anybody at home if you don't believe me. Number 10 on this list does in fact say Ziploc bag water carrier.
So they've had 19 things and run out.
No. 19 things is the 20 things. This is the tin. Vacuum sealed tin.
That's what I mean.
The tin's the 20th thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just a still water carrier.
They're just throwing this.
I think
I wouldn't rely on it.
No, again, versus not having it, I'd be very surprised because I don't think that's going to do much. It's the cheapest polythene bag you've ever seen. So yeah. So first things first, this cost you $27.99 new. No. Yeah, that's what
$5 most.
Yes, I mean, I get the only thing I think realistically, the only good thing I see in here is the tin.
Yeah,
because the tin's actually reasonably solid. I mean, and it's got the rubber ring,
tight,
so
it's water sealed.
Yeah, but the rest of it, I mean, what I said in this, other than the fact that this type of thing is quite subjective, is simply put, if we've got a comprehensive first aid kit, we've never entered the woods where at least one of us hasn't got a good knife. Most of the cases, both of us. We've got a big first aid kit by now. We've got a water bottle. Realistically, what of this do you need that we don't have anyway? Now, the compass, fair enough. But if we go on proper hikes, I've always got a real compass anyway because I don't like using the digital ones.
Yeah.
You know that. So, all right, fair enough. But a razor blade, well, my knife's pretty sharp, so I'd put it against that. I'd put that break in before my knife does anyway. But other than that, you'd maybe need to do delicate work with it, but I don't think it'd be that delicate. The flint barely works. A snare, maybe, but I don't. We're in the UK, not the US or Australia. I'm not quite sure what you're going to catch. Fishing, maybe. I don't know. We'd have to test it. Safety pins we've got in the first aid kit. Sewing stuff we've got in the first aid kit. Plasters, bandages we've got in the first aid kit. Vinyl tape. The first aid kit contains black nasty and gaffer tape. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with this a little bit. because I don't see what here we wouldn't have anyway, which I suppose is the point if you didn't have it.
Yeah.
But that being said, it costs you $27.99 for this new.
At 27, you expect it
I
to
expect
be
halfway decent.
Yeah. So
Knife.
something of use.
I mean, this is almost comical. This really. I mean, it looks like I said this. I think I said it in the other video. It looks like something you get at a Christmas cracker. It's this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's flimsy as.
Yeah,
Have a go on that.
No, I feel like I'm going to snap it.
That's what I mean. It's blunt.
That's
It's blunt and it's going to bend. I don't know what quite. I'm not quite sure what you're doing with that.
nothing. Yeah, it's pretty much useless.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So yeah, I'm not. I mean, the other option, like realistically, I mean, I know this isn't ever something you'd apply to do. In theory, you're looking at using that to like this, to like that.
Yeah. It all works together. I mean,
The whistle isn't terrible.
not too
It's
bad.
metal at least. I mean, it's not plastic. So I mean, the whistle's not too bad. So at least if you stand on it accidentally, it's not going to break in half.
Yeah.
The mirror's fine. The tin's not too bad. But like I said, we've got a first aid kit anyway, so that rules out all of the first aid stuff. My knife's got the striker built in, so we don't need a separate flint and steel, and I've always got the knife.
Yeah.
All right, stuff like a pencil maybe, but it's not much use in the rain. I think my kit would be a Sharpie rather than the pencil. I know the Sharpie people when they say, "Oh, Sharpie will run out and you can sharpen a pencil." Yes, that much is true, but I can write in the rain on somebody's skin with a Sharpie. Yes, if somebody breaks their leg and he's unconscious, I can write who he is and who to phone on him with a Sharpie. I can't write on him with a pencil. So I mean, that's my line of thinking. But yeah, other than that, I don't see.
I wouldn't buy it personally.
No, what I said, what I
Definitely
think, what I said at the end of the other one was, I said I see the idea behind building one of these.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think you would have to put one together, and I think a lot of it is subjective because you're going to have the compass if we're going hiking. We don't need a compass here.
No.
Not realistically. I mean, all right, we're not close to the car, don't get me wrong, but I know where we are. There's no way I'm going to need a compass from here to find the car.
No.
If we were up in the peaks, or literally somewhere in the wilderness, out past
Then yeah.
sort of Windermere, or right way out in the lakes, or hiking, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But then I'd have one. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. You know what you need. You prepare for your journey.
Exactly.
And you're not going to go, I'll just take my tin. I've got everything I need. But I think what they've tried to do is get so many things in such a compact space.
You've gone quantity over quality.
Yeah.
Really, and I think a lot of these things could be solved by more than one thing.
Yeah. Like your knife. You've got the knife, you've got the flint and steel.
Yeah.
You've got, everything you need. First aid kit rules out half of this anyway. The tin, it's quite handy if you have, say, a small map or something you do want to keep dry. Then it's water sealed.
Fatwood kindling.
Kindling, yeah.
You've
got one, haven't you?
Yeah, but yes. I mean, if you want it, it's a little tin with the old inner tube around it so it doesn't get wet. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking at something like that, you could cut some fatwood in there with a bit of cotton wool, stuff like that. That'd work.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But yeah, I don't really see the sense.
But if anyone does want to buy it, try it out for themselves.
I don't think I could comfortably recommend anybody buying this for $27.99.
Not for that price.
It's too expensive for what it is. I think there are almost certainly better kits out there. And to be honest, I mean, we could actually do a video on it. I think there might be. You probably build something for less, or similar money that would be substantially better. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can go and spend a £5 and get something better than that.
Definitely.
The flint, I'm pretty sure we could do better than that. Death candle stuff, you could probably certainly do better than that. So yeah, folks, as we said, I'm pretty sure you could do better than that for a £5. So I mean, this is an example.
So this is one I usually just take out. It doesn't take up much space. It's reasonably sharp and it's got a clip. I can hang it on my hip in case I ever need it in a pinch. It cost me, I think, less than a tenner. Might have been about a tenner, but just something like this. You can cut some rope with it, cut most things, and it's certainly a lot better than your Christmas cracker knife. So you don't need a massive axe or Bowie knife, but just general camping, maybe hiking, something you might need, and it is reasonably cheap. to pick up a knife.
Exactly. So, I mean, the only thing I will say with these folks is please check laws and things like that wherever you are, wherever you live, because obviously there is a lot of issues with things like this where we don't want to. I'm not telling you to walk into Asda carrying this on your belt. It's really not a good idea. Realistically, things like that want to stay in the car. I have done it. I will admit, I will cop to that. I've been in trouble with security in Asda. I'm coming back off a bushcrafting trip. Well, I say bushcrafting, coming back off a camping trip. And we've been doing a lot of bushcrafting. And I'd got a 6-inch Gerber knife on my belt, and I just didn't think. I just got out the car to pop an Asda on the way home, because it was a long drive. And I walked into the Asda with the blades like this, 6-inch bushcrafting knife. And obviously, luckily enough for me, the security were understanding, because I was in boots, I was covered in dirt, I looked like I'd spent the weekend outdoors. So luckily enough, he stopped me on the door. Was like, what are you doing with that? I'm going to call the police. And obviously, once I explained the case, luckily enough, it was okay. He just let me off with a warning. I dropped it back in the car, and luckily enough, no harm, no foul. But yeah, please keep in mind knife carrying laws wherever you are. So if you are taking things like this or stuff like that, hiking, please be aware of obviously laws and rules, because we are on private land here, so there's no problem with us. But yeah, just please, folks, be careful with things like that, because obviously we don't want you getting in trouble, on our behalf because of that. It's not something we're looking for.
No.
We are looking to give you advice, and obviously for everybody to have a good time, not get anybody in any trouble. So yeah, please keep that in mind, folks. But yeah, so I think in conclusion with this, I think Roche's summary of this is more or less exactly what you got from me. It's not worth the money, not by quite a long shot.
No.
And on top of that, I think it's too specific. The kit needs to be built specifically for where you're going. You're taking your maps and your compasses if you're going hiking. I mean, you take your first aid kit anyway. You take your fire starting gear anyway. That's survival blankets. That sort of goes anyway. But the other sort of stuff, I mean, realistically, for example, coming camping like this, I'm not going to need a net. I'm not far enough away from anything that I'm ever going to need that. Other things, I think, looking back on this, the other thing I think which is missing largely from this, which perhaps there may be some old school way of doing it that I'm not familiar with, maybe what the salt is for, is the first thing that strikes me from a kit like this would be water purification tablets. So obviously, if you're short of water for whatever reason, you find a stream, you don't know whether it's safe to drink from. My first aid kit carries a water purification tablet, so obviously you just drop that into a litre of water in whatever you've got available, and it purifies that water. So obviously it doesn't taste great, but there's nothing nasty in there that's going to kill you. I mean, there's nothing like that in here. So that, unless there is an old wives' tale for the salt, which perhaps there is, I don't know, but not so far as my thinking would take me. Or if it is, I don't think it works. But yeah, that sort of stuff. I think there is things missing from this that would be more applicable. While I think this is very generic. Yeah. I don't think it's specific enough in certain cases. I think you'd need two. You perhaps need one for camping and one for hiking, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah.
But obviously, this is what I said about mine. It chops and changes between. I haven't got one tin that goes everywhere. I've got different stuff that comes with me based on where we're going. Some stuff goes everywhere. The first aid kit goes everywhere, no matter where we go. But other sort of stuff doesn't. So I think that's the.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I wouldn't specifically pick it up, especially not for the money.
No.
And generally, you've got everything we need anyway. Like Tim, before we go out and things, he lets me know what he has, asks me if I have anything. That way, we know we've got everything we need, and then you're not bringing everything with you. Like some of the kit we have, it is a lot bigger. It's not all going to fit in a tin, but you can rely on it if you do need it, which is what I do advise. Know your gear, trust it. Yeah, especially.
Yeah, if it is something like this where you are going to not put your life on the line per se, but if you are going to trust it. So, for example, I don't bring matches. I don't bring lighters on camps. I bring my knife and striker and a bit in, and I know that's good. I know it's going to work. I know this will strike even if it's pouring with rain, it'll still spark. We'll still get there. I know that will work. So things like that, yeah, sometimes perhaps things do cost a bit more initially. Yeah. Like, for example, I mean, my knife's 30 quid. So but it works. It's never broken. It's a good quality bit of kit. It feels nice and solid. Whereas you're getting that for the same price as all of this.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, in some cases, if like you say, it's the old thing, you buy cheap, you buy twice. But in some cases, that's true. I don't think that's necessarily always true. I think it's true to a certain extent. But I think so far as this goes, for me, no.
No, I'm agreeing with that.
You agree? There we go.
Sounds good.
Okay.